Hello and welcome back to Wake Up with Dr. Cheryl. We are very honored to have our guests, Shanti and Jay Hudes, this evening. Shanti and Jay have been together for 33 years, and for the first thing Jay said about their relationship was, they have fun together. Shanti is originally from Zurich, Switzerland. She studied social work, holistic skin and body care, and psychology. She is a co-creator of XtheGame, in which they will explain later in the program. Jay is originally from New York and studied at the Boston University and Friends World College. Jay is the CEO of Experience Technologies. Together, Jay and Shanti have created the Be and Be Well Healing Center, where Shanti mentors and runs the center, and Jay handles all the technology. They also created the modern version of the flotation tank, which is named Floating on Cloud9, a healing tank. They live and have their center in Ben Lomond, Santa Cruz. I love having them on the show because it's a great example of how couples can live, love, and work together for 33 years. Wow. This is the second part of a two-part conversation with Shanti and Jay. We have Jay and Shanti here this evening, and I'm so happy to have you here.
What we came up with is, once you get it, then you got it.
Yeah.
Once you got it, then you have to give it. Once you give it, then you really got it.
Yeah, I see that.
So that's our tagline for Experience the Game now.
Now we have to talk about the game because we've pretty much covered. I wanted to see the basis of, so the viewers and the listeners, we don't really have a live audience, but
they're all there. They're all live.
They're all, yes. I mean,
it's all quantum mechanics, so they're all tuning in.
Right. And so they could see that where they came from is okay. I mean, there's people that can come from Harlem, from the ghetto, from anywhere, and if they just uplift their heart and their mind and their mentality, their unconscious mind, that they are all wealthy. Every one of us on this planet. Just like I always say, everybody has good in them. I don't care how bad, like even Charles Manson has good in him. He just doesn't know it.
We just watched one of our favorite movies again, Patch Adams, yesterday.
Oh, I love it.
And that clinic,
that
wellness clinic where everybody has something to give, and that's their healing. They're healing somebody else. And it really works that way.
It
if
does.
you deny people to give of themselves, they're only 50% alive. It seems like that very act of giving, of having something to bring to the table, is the healing quality.
And speaking for myself, because I'm just now really living my purpose and passion, and it's taken like 3 years, 4 years for this to totally get to this level. I know that I beam. I feel so happy inside. I'm at peace because I'm sharing my purpose and my passion. And I know Gene Houston is helping people to get to that level. You know Gene Houston? And there's just so much that everybody, they just need to hone in, to hone into what their purpose and passion is.
And having that space for people to hold that space for them. And again, that's where, for me, the magic of the game is that we're just listening to each other. Instead of just talking over and outbursting, we call it, as part of the game process, that we're actually listening and connecting and really caring. The goal of the game is to reach your highest potential and then help the other players to reach theirs.
Yes.
So we're here on stage, when you get your 15 minutes on stage with your friends or people that you don't know, and then also people are caring about you and loving you.
Yes.
So for me, that's part of that wealth also, having that experience, that rich experience of connection.
Yes, and authentic, real connection. That's the only way. To me, that's the only real.
Yeah, you can't make it up.
No.
It's a frequency thing. It's a hormonal thing, a hormonal exchange. Oxytocin increases, intuition increases when you are real.
And that's the other part that we were talking on the way up here, that we just love the fact that we can deliver deep spiritual experiences without, kind of coming from a spiritual place with it, but having a flotation center and offering people that they go into this tank for an hour and a half, and they reach these deep levels within themselves that they've never touched before. And they come out and they have this beaming on their face, and they're lit up. For us, that's again, it's like this wealth exchange, even though it's a minor exchange of money for it, but what they get from it is could be life changing.
So let's talk about your Cloud9 a little bit, because I think that we've kind of gone into the subject because it's all in the healing process. Tell us about that.
Well, actually, we've evolved Cloud9. We had a center in Los Gatos for many years.
And that was my first intention. You know, I'm coming from social work and psychotherapy.
Right.
So my outlook was very different in the beginning. It was about relaxing people, pampering them, making them feel better, feeling bad for them. And it switched more and more. I got to the sense of, well, there is something in each person that is looking for balance, looking for healing, looking for wealth, real wealth.
Yes.
So let them find it instead of me trying to dig for them.
Yeah, right.
Let them find it. And so more and more we would do workshops, we do meetups, and then the flotation tank came in, which is the best way to find it, because you have nothing else, nobody else telling you what to do, what to look for, but yourself and yourself.
So how does that actually work?
So I'll say a little bit, and then you say a little bit. So, because we both have our experiences with
right,
it,
yeah, of course. Well, it's good for me to see the yin and the yang, interpretation.
So one of the things, it's a vibrational thing, and the point I want to make before with Cloud9 is that we moved our tank into the B&B well, which was our home that we converted into this B&B.
Right.
And it's in a very quiet area, so it's the vibration there was so much better, even though we had the flotation tank for a decade in Los Gatos, you can really feel that energetics underneath, where now it's much more peaceful and open and kind of tuned into the redwoods and all that. But you're inside of a tank with 10 inches of warm water that's computer controlled at skin temperature. And you enclose yourself, and there's 850 pounds of high quality Epsom salt or magnesium sulfate that's in it.
Okay.
So you're totally buoyant.
So
it takes all the gravity off your central nervous system, so you're able to relax very deeply.
You're in water about...
Yeah, and you're floating on top of it.
And you're floating, okay.
So it's like being in space.
That's where it came, the idea of floating on Cloud9 came from that, of lifting up. But now, more and more, I go lift in instead of going up, going to inner space. So be and be well is more of a challenge than just float off on Cloud9, and then you come back to the real world.
Yeah, it's integrating. It's integrating. Well, it's like some people say integrating your dark side and your light side.
That's part of it.
And
integrative tools also. So we have a number of tools that we put together that's very unique.
So the B&B well is way more about homeostasis, about finding balance from within. Still, some people call it floating on Cloud9, and it feels like that. But our new business name is B&B Well. It's a B&B. People can come for an hour, or they can come for a weekend. They can come for the 40-day Wealthy Challenge that we're just starting in May with a friend of mine. That it affects all levels of your being. But it's always an invitation. Find the balance from within and find what makes fun. Don't make it work.
Oh, no.
Be playful about it, because your inner happy, healthy being wants to play.
We call it plurk.
Yeah.
So
what do you call it?
We're plurking all the time.
Plurk?
We plurk 24/7, 365.
Now, what is that plurk?
That is a hybrid of work and play.
Oh, okay.
So we're plurking. So it gives a different outlook on life.
Well, to me, work needs to be play. It just has to be. You got to have fun.
Sometimes it might be, midnight, and we're still doing some so-called work. Yeah. So it kind of goes both ways. But it kind of just becomes life.
But you just keep that balance.
Exactly.
Keep the balance. One thing I read earlier in my intro today, which I'm really getting this. I read this the other day. It was the Aramaic interpretation of the Lord's Prayer. And it's really interesting. Not good and bad, but ripe and unripe.
Beautiful.
Ripe and unripe. So instead of, it's the essence of maturity. So there isn't a bad, there isn't a good. It's ripe and ripening, or unripe. Unripe to ripening. So I really like that, because it takes the edge off of it. It's more loving.
That's what I love. Shanti's, in the game we have different cards that are in there, and one of them is the words of wisdom. And both of us only had one. We put ourselves on a diet, used a lot of other wise people from around the world through history to be these words of wisdom. So, but the one that Shanti did, I love that it fits in here, of everything changes.
Yes.
Everything changes.
Everything changes.
Not that much.
And changes. You know, they say there's nothing more consistent than change, but it's in degrees.
It's still the same. The reason is what I'm saying is it's still the same fruit. It just looks different and feels different. But you're not changing that much. In essence, you're still a pear, an apple, a melon, whatever. You're still
the melon?
Okay, would you like to be the banana?
I want to be the melon.
Okay, he's the banana. Big banana. How's that?
You're the cocoa bean.
No, I won't say anything about that.
The banana? No, okay, we're not going. This is
But you know what I mean.
This is G-rated, you know.
So you're just ripening.
That's good, you know. Yeah.
So the ripening process from seed to being very, very juicy to being ready to be composted.
Yeah.
You know, it's all ripening, and then you're disintegrating, and good for other seeds
I'm not ready
again.
to be composted.
I'll be composted. I'll be
Compost
ashes.
consciousness. You haven't heard about that?
Come on, one
It's
day
happening
you
all the
will
time.
be.
It's all about recycling.
Oh,
The universe
God, I
is
know.
recycling all the time.
I want to
tell
be
you.
bean food. I want to be cremated and be bean food or something. Yeah, you know.
That's what she's called. We call it the B&B well.
Oh, God, I love it. Oh, that's a good joke. That's good.
It's
fun.
serious.
It's fun. But yeah, I understand. I know. Oh, so really, your wealth, you've already explained how you have your wealth and where you get your wealth, because you work together. I mean, let me ask you this. When you have any disagreement about money, because you know money is the driving force of divorces. It is. It's the highest reason why couples... But there's got to be deeper reasons.
Exactly.
You know, but that's one of the things
That's on the surface, though, the obvious.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
money's good for, is right
But most people don't want to go deep enough or
Exactly.
don't do the work.
Right.
It takes work.
Exactly.
Well, I told you already that money is not an issue for us as much as energy. So is that what you want to ask?
Yes,
What do
yes.
we do when there's
when
not
there's-
enough energy flow
Yes,
going back and forth?
that's a good.
Well, we were actually married with the idea that we're together for as long as we're good for each other.
Yeah.
See, that's wonderful.
So I think having that context to start with,
Yes.
it's not
Yes.
till death do us
It
part.
takes.
And it's
It
more,
takes
you know,
the because you either grow together, or you don't grow together.
Well, it's a life thing. It's a life commitment.
Yes.
Not a death. That is, when death does part you, you have to die
Yes.
to be
No.
free. No.
No.
So,
No.
but
That's
if you
good. I
have to
like
be
this.
good for the other person, that's
So
kind of an
obviously, it's
incentive
worked
to-
for 33
yeah.
years.
Yeah.
And hallelujah.
first, and people,
I-
it's so
I mean-
funny
And we
'cause
fight.
people tell us that you guys look like you've just like been together for a short time, you know, and they
Well, but
sometimes
see
we have-
your energy together.
Sometimes and
And-
sometimes we fight. Actually,
Well,
we had
yeah.
a really
we had a good
fight
one coming
on
up
the
here. It
way.
was great.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know, it ignites
it's alive.
the fire.
But-
You know.
But in the end, again, this is as much a testament to kind of our highest potential within us, and that we've acknowledged that, to work with that, and the game that allows us to do this. So we got into the tension. We got into a little of different perspectives, if you want to be really nice about it, and then once we got to a place, okay, let's get through this. We pull out a game. We played, and within 15
lies.
minutes
Is that
or
what you
half
meant
hour-
about cheating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew that's what you meant. And you know, I was making a joke about the other.
So
We're
the
not-
cheating is
We're not
fast
cheating
forward.
on each other,
You have
but
that tool. No, but you
It's a
have the
tool.
tool.
Yeah.
So the cheating is fast forward. And the fast forward is the light is always at the center of the game. So we do know already that when everything is said and done and yelled, eventually we're going to love each other, we're going to make up, we're going to find out the transformation
fun
out of
part.
it. So we might as well fast forward it instead of going over days about it.
No.
getting stuck in
No.
emotions
No,
and past
no.
So
cycles.
a quickie,
No, waste of
you
energy.
know, a quickie cheating with an iPad or
iPhone.
even better, iPhone. And very soon an Android app, hopefully.
Coming soon to the end of the
And
year.
yeah, we just use a card or
Okay.
two.
Well, you're a wonderful example, and I really want you to share, because we have about 10 minutes
Wow.
left already.
So what
I'm
else
sure we
would you
could
like?
go on and on.
Yeah.
But please tell us about the
Should I pull it out? Do you want me to pull that?
experience. Yes.
So
because-
kind of one picture speaks 1,000 words.
Yes.
And so in this game, this is the game board, and so this is one of the forms of the game. So this is and I'm not sure if the camera, going to show that, but we'll put it down. But again, this is that light at the center of the game, that we're all connected, and we all play on different stages at different times. So again, I could be in red, and Shanti might be in blue or green, right? And we're just taking different perspectives, so we acknowledge that. And if we're in a community, and now different people are taking on different perspectives, so that's one of the training things that we do.
Right.
Is that we enable people to have that stage in their time on that stage to say what they need to say. And the magic of the game is that we're tapped into the universal consciousness. It's like a dream. So your dreams are giving us symbols that they're giving in our mind that comes up in the game. It comes through cards that are coming up. And
would you say that that's divine intelligence coming through?
Yeah, I call it spiritual intelligence in actually developing the technology, because my theory was that we did this in a physical card game and board game that have cards that are part of the process. And then I wanted to bring it with the trust that this is going to be working in technology just as much as it would with these physical cards that are tarot-like.
Oh, yeah.
So we now have 4 different mediums that you can play the game.
The apps.
Online, the app, and there's another system that has been the social media system that's being built right now.
Yeah.
And now we're going to be doing the video game version. So all of them are different expressions, but of that same spiritual. That's the big one.
Yeah, that's great.
That's the big one.
Yes.
So, but again, this kind of represents it's the universe, collapsed into a way for us to communicate and connect, whether it's individually. So if I can just sit down and spend a couple minutes with myself and get feedback, or do it on Shanti just showed me, so she's in isolation now because she pulled spiritual isolation. Coming from a higher ground, look upon your creation.
So you have,
which we're doing right now. We're looking upon the creation.
And you have this connection where the app, and you use is that an iPhone? I don't know if that's.
Yeah, this is an iPhone, but again, so we have physical cards.
And then you have which I love.
So you don't need the game board to be playing with this.
Okay.
So this is actually
this is just
board. This is that process that we use it could be from family encounter, couples. Again, somebody doing solitaire, we call it. So you do it within yourself. Also for team building,
what did you
corporate.
Call it? What?
Solitaire instead of solitaire.
Solitaire. Okay.
Solitaire.
Yeah,
you play with yourself, inside yourself. And you're always playing solitaire anyhow, but now you're playing collectively with other people. Basically, is what happens. Where this one is that it's more in the moment. Something's coming up, and you can play basically like a 30-second to 1-minute game with the iPhone version. It's called X-Orb, the experience orb from the 31st century. So it's tapping into your future. The whole idea is to come out of this present where we are and connect with this higher potential, which we call our future self. So you're actually tapping into this part of yourself.
And that is wonderful, because if that positive purpose and passion, and it's like a gravity pulling.
Yeah.
I love it. Now that I'm back into it.
It's feeding us more than anything else. Yeah. That's real wealth, to live out your soul purpose.
Yes.
And when you have that wealth, even if you have to starve for it here and there, it's no big deal, because it's all part of the journey. Yeah. The journey that you were allowed to say yes to, and you have the support from your friends and your family to continue, even if it's just moral support or a nod in the right direction, So that is the true wealth that we have.
It's really rewarding. Just it just feels so idyllic, and no matter what happens, we've kind of, no matter where things go in the world, and if there is this challenging time that's coming up and all that, we still have this way of connecting deeper.
Yes.
And so it's our passion to share that, because we see how people light up with it, and it becomes really important.
And you're living it day to day, hour to hour, minute to minute.
It's such a blessing to play with people. They come in and they sit down, and they're in a certain place, they're in some confusion. It might not just take that 5 minutes there, but it could be something that clicks right away. And then going into a process of now they have a tool that can help them to get clear.
And then them lighting up is lighting us
and
up.
That is a huge issue with a lot of people, is clarity.
Yeah.
Because they don't have clarity. And that's what I pray for.
Is
awareness. I mean, I pray for my family as I evolve their awareness.
So the game was actually, just one thing is that it was born in Switzerland, actually born in London when we first met. And then she kind of sent me to Switzerland to live at this children's home to develop the first physical version of it. But it was called Alles Klar. So it was called the All's Clear game. That was the first. It's gone through many iterations over time, over the last 30 years, but
You know,
that was the start point.
That's the other thing. A lot of our media, a lot of our entertainment, a lot of our communication is not about clarity, it's about drama.
Oh.
And drama is a very emotional entity. It's not designed to get clear.
Overindulged emotion.
Yeah.
It is.
And so people get really manipulated by drama and through drama.
Oh yeah, I know it. I know it.
There's very little that's out there really that is helping people to come together to get clarity, not as in therapy, not as in divorce where you have to pay a lawyer just to get clarity about your relationship.
And it's going to be tagging
not
along with you
as
for
in
the
any
rest of your life.
threatening, not any threatening circumstances like let's get clear, let's get this on the table. That's threatening, but let's play and get clear is different.
It comes from the inner, the inner self.
It's that affirmation.
It's
let's
that
let it play out from the inside out. Let it
inside
play out.
And it's just a life play. It's Shakespearean. We're living in this life play, and if you can step back and really get that, that's that higher ground. Take a look at your creation from a higher ground.
Absolutely.
You know, then that can heal everything right there.
So if there's one thing that you can suggest, I don't want to say advise, but suggest to the viewers about wealth, please share.
So,
Make a list of everything that you're grateful for.
Would you please say
Make
that?
a list of everything that you're grateful for, including your talents, your gifts, and what you can give to others. And you might find that you're incredibly wealthy. You just never really thought in that direction. And then get together with some friends and share it with them.
Yes.
So they know about it.
Yes. Yes.
And I love this tool. This is a new thing in my life, and because this, it's a great device, but it essentializes it. This is a vibrational. I call it a vibrational instrument. It's called a wind singer, and I've been blessed with that. I get to. This is part of the game now. This is going into the video game that we talked about.
And it would help people go deeper.
But it allows people to stop. Young people, at CEO Space, I brought it there about 6 months ago, and there was 2 10-year-olds. Actually, Bernie's son was one of them.
Okay, yeah.
And they became my Jedi apprentices for the weekend. And they have one of these. And at one point, somebody came over to me and said, I got this picture of them in the elevator opened up, and they were sitting there with the wind singer meditating in the corner. So that it really drops you into a different place. So all of
vibration.
the things, the flotation, the game, the things
It's
that are
all
totally
vibrational.
different. It's all vibrational tools. So just to be at that vibration, and sometimes we're really high vibrational, and that's what's needed to create and do all that. And sometimes it's like slowing down and just.
I'm just so happy that you could come and share this, because
thank you so
the world
much.
needs this. They
the
really,
right time.
it's timing.
It's all the time.
And I know, I guess it was, 2.5 years ago or so that I met you. No, it was longer than that, because I think I met you over at the Cove, and I think you came.
Right.
One time you came, and I met you then. So I met you a couple times, and then you came over. We had some
a
people.
little gathering at your house there.
And
but it doesn't seem like it's forever ago on one level.
No, I know. But there's been a lot that has
so
happened.
much. It's been so rich, and I think that's for all of us. I think everybody on the planet now, it's just to drop into. And for me, the bottom line is, what's your purpose? If you haven't found it, just put that out. Have that as your prayer, your meditation, your, this is find the purpose. And if you found it,
and to listen,
to listen and to live it. Listen and live it.
Yes,
live your
and
purpose.
to listen, to own it, and then to take action.
Exactly.
To make it happen. And with support. I mean, we can't do anything without support.
Absolutely. Yeah,
so
it's just been great to connect with you.
Thank you. Thanks for your support.
Is there anything that you would like to share before we close tonight?
Invite people to come to the B&B Well, bnbwell.com.
It's his birthday on May 5th.
Yes, happy birthday. Yes, it's always nice.
We're having a
gathering there.
float-a-thon, so everybody is invited to come. It's a potluck of creativity and food. That's our wealth. And for people who want to go further, our next big event is the 40
In
40
Hawaii?
Day Be Wealthy
Oh.
Challenge.
That's
our
that's one
next
that's local, and then we
Okay,
have the Hawaiian
then
experience
yeah.
that we're so
Yeah, so
people
the
can
40
come.
Day Be Wealthy Challenge that starts on May 15th, and then the Hawaiian is on the 17th.
That's in June.
June 17th.
6th to 9th to 17th.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
the other one. So.
This will be on the credits when we're finished. When I get this on, when we have the final cut, it'll be
And also
on there.
Burning Man. So we go to Burning Man.
Oh, okay. Okay.
With doing the game there and
yeah.
doing the Wind Singer.
Okay.
So those are the kind of the events
Yeah.
for right now.
Well, I really appreciate you being here and sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
And I hope that this will be a vehicle to go to another level
Thank you.
for
Same.
you. You know.
Same for you.
I'm
Just
I'm
add
loving
each
all
one's
this.
another little chapter, right?
Yes, yes.
Of your success, and
Yes.
it's so good to see where you've come to, and just
Thank you.
playing out that global citizen card as
Yes,
you are.
and thank you
you.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Blessings
Bless
to
you.
Much
I'll leave you with this. I read recently and felt moved to share this with you. The soul's journey. The higher self is our other guide who waits patiently while we journey into the illusion with the ego until we are ready to hear the truth. It is through the gentle whispers of the higher self that we wake up bit by bit until we finally remember who we are. That's what transformation and enlightenment are. And I say, wake up, wake up, wake up, so you can be free spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially. A lack of transparency results in distrust and a deep sense of insecurity by the Dalai Lama. Whether one believes in religion or not, whether one believes in rebirth or not, there isn't anyone who doesn't appreciate kindness and compassion by the Dalai Lama. We can never obtain peace in the outer world until we make peace with ourselves. The Dalai Lama. Be grateful for what you have, who you are, and be grateful for your freedom. And eat healthy. Good nutrition feeds the mind and the body, your body temple. Don't forget to exercise, move your body, feed your spirituality with meditation and prayer, with unconditional love, and firstly, love yourself unconditionally, and share your abundance and wealth with others. Thanks for watching. Please support Marin TV that brings these messages. Remember, when fear knocks, let faith answer the door. Bye for now, until next time.